What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I put together a very special, one-of-a-kind build for y'all. Now, I'm gonna be naming it the two-way rebounding post-scoring sharpshooter build in NBA 2K24 on next gen, which does come out to a two-way spot-up glass cleaner. Now, for this build, it's gonna be reminding me of a few different players: Jaren Jackson Jr., Chris Bosh, Aaron Gordon, and a few others. But as far as for attributes, today we're gonna get a 99 plus when it comes to our standing dunk, mid-range shot, perimeter defense, steal, block, offensive and defensive rebound, and of course our stamina. Now on top of that, we're going to get the elite big man contact dunks with a total of 46 badges. Now this is really one of the best catfish big man builds to use this year, and it's definitely an elite post scorer all around. I think this build is very overpowered offensively, and for the defensive end, this build is a monster, and it's really, in my opinion, a key piece and center for any team. So before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to you with a response. So the first thing that you want to do is put this build under the power forward position. Getting into the height, let's put this down to 6'8", with a weight of 233 pounds. Getting into the wingspan, I'm going to put this to 7'6", and from here, we're going to be set to move forward. Feel free to make any changes or adjustments to your own playstyle along the way, but here's how we're going to go after today's build. So the first area that I do want to get into is going to be the speed. So I decided to put this all the way up to an 81. As for when it comes to the acceleration, let's put this up to a 72, with the strength being all the way brought up to a 90. Now getting into that vertical, in order to get the contact dunks, make sure you go with an 80, and the stamina must go up to a 98. Now remember, you get a +4 from the Gatorade facility workouts. So we're going to have a 99 plus stamina, 84 vertical, 94 strength, 76 acceleration with an 85 speed. Now this really sets the floor for the rest of today's build. So let's go ahead and get started from the top down. As for the standing dunk, I decided to put this all the way up to a 92. Getting into the rest of this area, let's go with a 60 driving dunk, 40 for the driving layup, 57 close shot with a 30 post control. Now this is really going to set you apart from most shooters, especially considering that we do get the elite contact dunks. Getting into the shooting, I decided to go with a mid-range shot of an 84. As for when it comes to the three-pointer, let's go with a 78. And then as for when it comes to the free throw, I think this is going to be best at a 60. Now look, not only will you be able to get a 99 for the mid-range, consider adding boost, activating your takeover, and wearing gear. This number is definitely going to go above a 99. So starting with the playmaking, let's go ahead and put that pass accuracy up to a 70. Ball handle, I'm going to leave it as is, same thing for the speed with ball. Now from here, we are all set to wrap everything up with the defensive end. Now I promise you, this is the absolute best part of today's build. So for the interior, I think it's going to be best at a 72. Getting into the perimeter defense, let's go with an 87. And then for the steal, I decided to go with a 95. And then for that block, I really do believe that this is going to be best at an 87. Now moving into the offensive and defensive rebound, this is really optional, but then again, this is where we're actually going to be able to maintain that build name. So for the offensive rebound, I decided to put this up to an 83, with the defensive being brought up to a 93. Now here is what we're going to be looking like moving forward on today's build, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what today's build is going to be able to do on both ends of the floor. Now the badges that I like most are going to be Gold, Fast Twitch. We'll also be able to maintain Bronze, Pro Touch, Giant Slayer, and Whistle. Now we'll also be able to get Aerial Wizard on the Gold tier. And then for the Driving Dunk, ones that I like are Gold Precision Dunker, Spin Cycle, then we're also going to be able to get Fast Twitch with Rise Up paired up on the same exact build. I think this is really going to set you apart from most builds like I mentioned. Definitely part post score. Now getting into the shooting, I like Silver Blinders with Gold Catch and Shoot. We also get Deadeye, Green Machine, and Space Crater. Then from there, I like Gold Guard Up, Midi Magician. Then we'll also be able to get Open Looks, Comeback Kid. A lot of special badges are going to be coming from today's build. Now for that 3-point shot, this is really optional with how far you want to raise this. So as for the midi and the 3-pointer, I think this is one of the best attributes of today's build, but we're still going to be able to get a multitude of badges that are very effective. Now getting into the pass accuracy, the ones that I like are going to be Bronze Break Starter, Dimer, Relay Passer, Post Playmaker, and Special Delivery. Now as for the defensive end, this is where things are going to get very special. As you can see, we get Silver Anchor, Gold Workhorse. As for the perimeter, I like Silver Clamps, Ankle Braces with Gold Challenger, Bronze Fast Feet, Pick Dodger, 94 feet, and Off Ball Pass. Now it really gets even better. We get Gold Glove Right Stick Ripper, but with Hall of Fame Interceptor. And then for the block, we get Chase Down Artist, Anchor to pair it up with, Gold Pogo Stick, and then rebounding, I like Hall of Fame Box Out Beast. You'll also be able to get other badges that are going to apply to this build as well. I think this is absolutely one of the best rare big men that you can possibly make, especially when it comes to this name. Now once you add your takeover, buy boost, and wear gear, we're also able to get a minor boost playing well throughout each game, which I think is going to make a huge difference. So from here, let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that everybody made today's build correctly. Now we should be able to get these 3 different comparisons, and if you did, as y'all can see together, we have created what I call the 2-way rebounding post-scoring sharpshooter in NBA 2K24, which does come out to a 2-way spot up glass cleaner. Now I want to say thank y'all so much for the support. Consider adding everything up of what I previously mentioned to get the true and full potential of today's build. Now before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.